No, 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 no. Oh, he tried it.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamaican08 and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a follow-up to my commentary YouTubers do better video, as well as me covering some stuff I missed and the hate comments I got on Twitter and YouTube. I also have some new things to talk about regarding a user on Twitter and someone from my past. Before I get into this video, I'd like to throw out this quick disclaimer. Please do not attack anyone mentioned in this video, as it is for critique and commentary purposes only. Without further ado, let's dive in.
I'm not trying to be that dude. So why you gotta be so.
For those that are out of the loop on what happened previously, my video will be linked in the description below. To summarize everything, Maury, a 26-year-old YouTuber and artist, had written a 500-page document talking about Kalmints, a then 13-year-old Twitter user, for being toxic and sharing her experiences with her and others. Kal had responded with her own document, and several YouTubers had gotten involved by spreading further misinformation. And my friend Shu had written a response document to Kal's doc. I made my video on the 28th of January 2021, criticizing Kal for her faults while also being aware of Maury's actions and how stupid they were. The stuff Kal did, however, was arguably way worse than what M did. I also pointed out how the commentary YouTubers, Izzy's, Prismate Luke, Galaxy is OK, and Rin, didn't do much research or look into the situation properly, instead spreading misinformation because they took what a minor said at face value. Overall, my video did pretty well considering the extensive research I did before uploading it, though I'll be honest with you all. I was expecting to get hate on my video since I had a different opinion from the masses on Twitter, and as we all know, Twitter is the worst place when drama starts. I will get to the Twitter hate and YouTube hate in a moment. Now it's time I tackled Kal's points she made about my video and proving them wrong here. I also have new screenshots given to me by M, but I'll show those later on in the video. After combing through several screenshots I collected of Kal frothing at the mouth, playing the victim and inciting a harassment campaign against me on twitter.com, there were several points she made against me on her profile before promptly blocking me and talking shit about me behind my back. Kal also used her audience to try and falsely have my Twitter and video reported, basically hiding the truth. That's also the reason why I went private on Twitter. So, why don't we prove her points wrong and the logical fallacies Kal and her followers use against me? For starters, Kal claims that I, quote, sided with and sucked up to Maury, didn't do my research, and went off of the public's word. Kal also claimed that I said that she sends hate mobs to people, said that she was never doxxed, and finally, the nail in the coffin, I contacted Maury, the quote, kid doxer, and said that Kal doxed Maury. If these two screenshots are an example of Kal using the strawman fallacy, well, I don't know what is. First off, she says I sucked up to and sided with Maury, which isn't true at all. I've stated in my video, several times mind you, that I don't condone what Maury did and she was at fault for writing a 500-page document on Kal. However, Kal did arguably worse things, which I've proven time and time again in my video on her. Kal then claims I didn't do my research, which is awfully ironic coming from a 14-year-old who couldn't find a single substantial amount of proof or evidence that Maury was a nonce, sexualized minors, and fetishizes trans men in her own documents. This also hurts her claim even more when you realize that the YouTubers that covered this drama didn't do their research either. They just regurgitated everything Kal said because they're a minor. You see, unlike the YouTubers and Kal herself, I actually looked into the situation thoroughly and did the research myself with the help of my friend Shu, and we were able to uncover a lot of things they missed out on, some of which involved Kal's harassment and stalking against Maury. Kal then says that I said she sends hate mobs to people. I said that Kal was never doxxed. Yes, I did, because she didn't specify what information got doxxed. examples being her full name, her address, phone number, school, state, etc. And no, her voice doesn't count because Cal already posted her voice on Twitter. A server admin from the Glitch Chords server even stated that Cal went on VC several times, and finally, Techno's video literally has Cal's voice in it.
Hi there, my name is Kalmints, and I am the 13-year-old victim of this situation.
So the claim that Cal's voice was leaked is BS. The third screenshot shows Cal and a follower of hers using the ad hominem fallacy, basically attacking my editing style, calling it shitty and unprofessional in an attempt to undermine my arguments without engaging them. How is my editing relevant to the points I made in the video? And the rest of the tweets from Cal's followers are just people who are enabling Cal's victim mentality and are just missing the point entirely. Almost as if Cal knew people wouldn't watch my video. And well, she was right. You see, this is what Cal heavily relies on. Logical fallacies, nitpicks, lies, and twisting words around so she can make herself seem like the victim in all of this. Cal believes any criticism levied against her and giving Mari a platform to share her side of the story is, quote, victim blaming and, quote, defending Mari. I'm going to say this right now. Criticism is not harassment and criticism is not victim blaming. They have two completely different meanings and definitions. It's really sad because Cal will believe everything will automatically go her way because she threw a temper tantrum about someone giving her the slightest bit of criticism for her actions. To quote I Hate Everything, if you can't handle criticism, then you shouldn't be on the internet at all. Cal can lie and claim whatever she wants. They've only proven to me that they cannot accept or handle criticism.
I'm not trying to be that dude. So why you gotta be so...
I was obviously expecting a bunch, if not a lot of hate comments thrown my way. It happens sometimes, and I was anticipating Cal's followers to dislike and leave hateful comments on my previous video. Now, I could read every single one of these comments and explain to them how each of them didn't bother to watch the video, but in all honesty, we'd be here all day. But I will focus on two comments that stuck out to me the most: Kirby Caregiver 000 and Restorato Nero. Starting with Nero first, they said I delete comments, which isn't true because YouTube's bots are dumb, and makes claims that Mari leaked Cal's voice, something that I've already disproven, and how is it comparable to doxing a Facebook page, which clearly shows that Restoro didn't watch my video before commenting. Nero also told Discourse Catharist to, and I quote, kick the chair, which for those that don't know what that means, it means to commit suicide by hanging, and kicking the chair is a method for one to hang themselves. I already stated in my comments and video why the doxing bit was bad, and it wasn't just me. Several other people even stated that to them when replying to their comment. I would also like to talk about the kick the chair comment they wrote to Discourse. When I called them on it in the comment section, Ristoro tried to justify it by saying that they think adults who are hazard to children should die while adding a lol at the end of it, almost as if they find it funny telling someone to end their own life. Yeah, I think these comments here more or less say what I'm thinking right now. Nero also insulted me, so let's move on. Kirby Caregiver is another person who commented on my video rather negatively. They mentioned in their comment that they didn't care about my arguments I made in my previous video, proving to me that they only believe what they want to believe, made claims about Eb victimizing herself and other stupid shit they spewed out of their mouth, like me privating my Twitter account. I responded to their comment with a reply of my own, and they retorted back by saying Izzy's video was, quote, well structured, got to the point, and was researched. Fun fact, I actually watch Izzy's content. Not religiously, but I can tell when a video is well structured, researched, and got to the point. One example of her videos would be about sticky drama. I thought that video was well structured, and you could tell that Izzy put a lot of effort and research into the shit that happened back then with sticky drama. But in her Mari video, Izzy's didn't even look into the situation properly. If anything, Izzy's was biased in her video, not reading the full document or asking Em for her side of the story. Kirby here also began attacking Discourse in the comment section of my video, and from what I read in Discourse's reply to Kirby, a 17-year-old was harassed and attacked for weeks on Twitter for a tweet they made that said, "Don't harass people over ships." The 17-year-old's selfies were leaked and they were bullied for their appearance. Strangely enough, Kirby wasn't there to defend this minor when this all happened. I don't know what went down about that, and it doesn't really relate to the current situation, but it does seem a little bit dodgy that Kirby would immediately come to a 14-year-old's defense, yet not help a 17-year-old when they were being harassed on Twitter. That's a little bit hypocritical right there, since a 14 and 17-year-old count as minors. Especially considering that Kal's released pictures of herself prior to the drama when the 17-year-old's selfies were leaked to the public, which is much worse in comparison. To finish up this section, Techno, a user who spoke with Kal on a live stream on YouTube, plans to make a video pointing out the major flaws in my video, you know, stuff I've already proven wrong. I can already tell he's going to be biased towards Kal, and if these screenshots here don't show that he instantly believed everything Colt Core said at face value without looking into it, along with the other things he said to M, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not trying to be that dude. So why you gotta be so...
I was waiting to tackle this section soon enough. It's finally time I faced the person from my past. Meet CoolAustin, or as he's known as on DeviantArt, Nazi a tribal god. I met Austin back in 2017 when I was 16 to 17 years old in an old Discord server run by a friend in the Splatoon community. We did have a few scuffles about the drawings I did of Inkling girls, most of which were requests by people, gifts to people, or just me, a teenager whose hormone levels were at their max. But aside from that, we did have civil conversation every now and then. The last time we spoke to each other was on the 17th of October 2017 on Discord, and since then, I haven't spoken to him or even thought about him. That was until he decided to comment on Kal's Twitter thread about how I made him feel uncomfortable with my drawings, how I've been like this since August 4th, 2017, and how I haven't changed at all. And I'm here to prove Austin wrong, while also admitting to the drawings I did as a teenager. First off, I'm going to admit to the suggestive drawings I did back when I was 17. At the time, I should have been mindful of what I was posting online as a teenager. Most people seemed to be a-okay with what I was drawing, so I kept doing it because I wanted to share my art with people regardless of the suggested themes or not. Now that I'm 20 years old, I realize how much I could have gotten other people in trouble with my art, as well as controlled my urges more responsibly. In hindsight, I should have kept these drawings to myself or shared them with a group of friends and not posted them online. That was my bad, and I'm taking full responsibility for the stuff I drew at age 17. Though that doesn't mean Austin is exempt from any criticisms I have for him. For starters, let's bring up the fact that he chose to ignore what I had to say in my video and invalidates me as wrong over something that happened 4 years ago. First of all, how does that incident that happened 4 years ago relate to the current event happening now? It doesn't really prove anything, nor does it defeat the arguments I made in my video. Also, how do you, Austin, personally know if I've changed or not if you haven't even spoken to me since the 17th of October 2017? From this screenshot here, you basically went and judged me based off what? Personal experiences? Because that's an example of the anecdotal fallacy. Not only does that not directly respond to the points made in my video, nor does it provide any relevant material, Austin's just inciting people against me for no good reason. If anything, Austin here didn't look into what my video was about and immediately believed what Kal said was true, not bothering to do any fact checking, which shows a level of ignorance on his part. Like some Twitter users, Austin showed that he believed something at face value, accepting it as fact instead of doing his research or thinking for himself. This really shows the context of your character, Austin. Letting personal experiences cloud your judgment and rational thinking to make claims or do shit like this. This shows that you're just living in the past, and dwelling on the past will only affect you in the future. I've moved on from what happened in 2017. Have you, Austin? Considering that you blocked me on Twitter, it's safe to say that you haven't moved on from what happened in 2017. Before I end this video with my conclusion, Shu has her own personal criticisms for Kal, so here they are. Shu's a lot more blunt than me, but hey, criticism is criticism.
Oh Kal, where do I begin with you? Okay, here we go. Kal, you must be one of the most toxic, hypocritical and overall shittiest people I've ever come across. Good God. You kept on posting about Mari, and hiding behind your age with I'm a kid. Guess what, being a child doesn't exempt you from being criticized. Age has no criticism. I also find it fucking funny that you sent people to Ratio JH's video, and that shows that you're unable to take criticism. I called you out for sending a fucking witch hunt against JH because he didn't side with you blindly, unlike the others. You also claim that he sucked up to the kid doxer, which isn't true. He criticized Mari for what she did, but also asked for her side of the story since literally no one fucking did. It's also funny you claim he didn't do his research, yet you didn't watch the fucking video. It's then hypocrite, oh no. I love how you blocked both of us on Twitter, and told me to get some bitches and get some pussy, which is fucking ironic coming from you, considering you literally simp after a blue-haired fake 15-year-old, and I have an actual living and breathing girlfriend and boyfriend.
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
I also find it funny that you twisted my words saying I was taking a jab at your identity, when I said it was ironic you didn't know the struggles of trans people, despite being non-binary. I thought you'd understand the struggles trans people face on a fucking daily basis, but I guess you don't. You also called Mari an MLM fetishizer and a pedophile, and even wished her death, which is extremely fucked up, and I don't know what the fuck was going through your mind when you said that towards her. I don't fucking care that you're 14, 13 at the time you made the threat. That is an extremely fucked up thing to say, and you know that, yet you still fucking did it. Another thing is Mari didn't age up 5 and Mitch solely for sex. She wanted them to develop their friendship before they eventually fall in love. But you seem to refuse to acknowledge like a fucking kid covering their ears. I also find it funny when you claim Mari doxed you, yet you show no proof, except saying your voice was leaked and she knew your location. First, Mari doesn't know where the fuck you live, and second, if your voice was doxed, then how the fuck was I able to get my hands on it? Yeah, that's not doxing if it's already fucking public. But you on the other hand, doxed Mari. You leaked her personal Facebook account without censoring her name. Her family members could have been harassed, her pictures and location would have also been leaked, yet you believe you did nothing wrong. Well, I'm gonna give you a fucking reality check. You did dox Mari. She had to fucking deactivate her Facebook account for her and her family's safety. And no, we're not holding you to adult standards about you doxing Mari. Doxing has no age, and you need to own up for doing something that's fucking illegal. Your cronies are literally no fucking better. They're obviously all brainwashed and retarded, and some even admitted to not watching the video, including yourself. JH asking Mari for her side of the story is not fucking victim blaming. He never blamed you for getting into beef with Mari, he only fucking criticized you for your actions, but you cover your fucking ears, and singing la blah. Either grow up and acknowledge that you can't hide behind your kid card forever and take responsibility, or get off the fucking internet. The choice is yours. You're truly disgusting, and I hope you realize that sooner or later, because the path you're heading right now isn't going to be a pretty one. Next time you get criticized, don't hide behind your age, and actually take fucking responsibility for your actions. Good day.
I'm not trying to be that dude. So why you gotta be so...
Conclusion? I'm tired. The drama has really made me knackered. From Cal's inability to accept criticism, to her various logical fallacies and other things is really wearing me down. So this is, for now, going to be my last video on this drama. And like I said, Cal can use as many logical fallacies to try and discredit me or hide the truth, but the only thing she's got to go off of is her own script and, screenshots of drawings I did when I was 17? As if they have any relevance to the current drama. And considering this type of thing has happened to me before, I don't really know what you plan to accomplish with those old drawings that I don't really care about anymore. This drama has taught me that people on Twitter will believe what they want to believe without looking into it, doing proper research, and most importantly, showcasing their bias towards someone and not listening to what the other side has to say. And if you're wondering about Prismmate Luke's second video defending Cal, I honestly don't want to respond to it due to how tone-deaf he is when it comes to criticism, but TLDR, Prismmate Luke doubles down, repeats the same points I debunked in my first video, says that revealing someone's Facebook isn't doxing when I've explained the ramifications of what could have happened had Mari not closed down her Facebook, and clearly shows bias for Cal. That's all I have to say about his video. To Cal, all you're doing is making yourself look worse by acting like a brat and sending a targeted harassment campaign against me. Just admit to your own mistakes and take the L. Stop hiding behind your age and take some accountability for your actions. And to everyone who's still on Cal's side and says that she can do no wrong, like Techno and Austin for example, allow me to show you some screenshots I received from M while I was in the process of making this video. Some are quite tame, such as these replies to M's Twitter thread, her DMs with Cult Core and King Fluffy Buns or Pixie, and a tweet from Jesp or Rin. The next pair of screenshots are death threats she received on Instagram in DMs, a threatening email from someone, some rather hateful comments, and a comment she received on Facebook. But the last email M received that I'm going to show you all is so vile, so disgusting and abhorrent that when I first saw it, I literally recoiled in disgust. Shu has taken the liberty to censor the image attached to the email because I don't want my video getting taken down. But here it is. It would appear that someone is sending M something nice, but since Shu censored the image, it's not the case. She's also blocked the person's name and email address because I don't want people to go after them either. But after laying eyes on this image and the email, there are no words that can describe just how obscene this is and how furious it makes me when looking at it now. Is this the type of behavior you're willing to condone? Are you fine with people who are on Cal's side doing horrendous acts like this? If you all are willing to say Cal is innocent in all of this, yet her followers are capable of horrid acts such as this, then that takes my respect away from you. No matter who you are or how important you are. These are actions I find absolutely sickening. I'm willing to admit that M acted stupid in this drama. But if you guys are convinced that Cal is the victim in all of this, the screenshots I've shown say otherwise. I'm Jamaican Edgy 08, and I'm done with this shit. I won't be making any more drama content unless it directly involves me. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.